Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Up Your Alley. It's a podcast with two best friends. It's me. My name is Taylor Egger, and with me, as always, is my best friend, Jake Baggett. Say hi, Jake.
Hey, buddy.
So this is a podcast where we talk about things that we've been recommended to by the other person, and we grade them on a scale of 1 to 3 based on how much it is up our individual alleys. Right now, the score is me with 55 points, Jake with 54 points. Today, we're going to be talking about...
So close.
Oh, we're getting there. It's neck and neck.
Close.
We're going to be talking about an episode of Star Wars Vision Season 2 on Disney Plus, which was Journey to the Dark Head, and we're going to be talking about the album There's Nothing Wrong with Love by indie rock band Built to Spill. That was Jake's recommendation.
Yeah.
If you like the show, please remember to rate it and subscribe to everything and do all that internet algorithm stuff. It's available on all your platforms. Also available on YouTube, so subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. That's just up your alley.
You know what we should do on the YouTube channel?
What?
Speedruns.
Speedruns of what? Podcasting?
Speedruns.
Podcasting. As quickly as possible. That was great. That sucked. Moving on.
World record glitches.
Dude, I was actually watching. Did you follow the YouTube channel Summoning Salt?
Yes, of course.
Or did you watch the Halo 2 one that just came out?
No, I didn't know he had one that came out recently.
Just came out. We're recording this on Monday the 22nd, but I think it just came out Saturday. I want to say. It's like an hour and a half of the history of Halo 2.
That's great. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's great. And obviously, no spoilers. That game's, 15, 20
He makes
years
it
old?
so engaging to talk about it.
Yeah.
And he makes everything, he breaks down, like, the glitches and stuff that people find.
All the tech and...
Yeah.
Like, one thing I didn't know is okay, bonus rec for Summoning Salt. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And even if you're not...
if you're interested in video games and video game culture,
right.
This is a great way to understand speedruns and how people get into it.
Because speedrunners are kind of their own animal.
Yes.
There are a whole lot of streamers that I think do... I mean, there's a whole genre of streamers that are just...
Variety.
Attractive people that play video games while they're talking.
That's wonderful.
And yeah, sure, there's a time and place for everything. And then there are some people that are just more entertaining and some guys are funny, just personalities, people like that. There's some people that don't play video games at all and they stream on Twitch still, just chit-chatting and answering questions. But speedrunners are like watching people speedrun something and they have the camera on their face.
Yeah.
It's the most focused you've ever seen. It's like having a camera inside of an F1 car.
Yeah.
Some of the guys playing games.
And you can watch them, and you'll just see them, and they'll be like, I messed up there. And
So-
you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
How bad?
Like, oh, that's going to cost me too.
Yeah.
But one of the things that Bungie, the people that make Halo 2, and Halo 2 was a big game for me.
Yeah.
I remember when Halo 2 came out.
I played that online a whole bunch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't do online because, just back then, and even still really, the internet's not great.
Right.
But I remember it came out and I was doing well in school. I was in high school and I convinced my mom to let me skip school the day Halo 2 came out. And it was a Tuesday because stuff used to come out on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I skipped school and loved it. Beat most of the game the first day and it was just fantastic. So it's a nice little nostalgia hit also watching people speedrun that game.
Yeah.
But the developers, Bungie, when they put out the Master Chief or the Legendary Edition, whatever it is, the Anniversary Edition of Halo 2, they had taken out some of the glitches that speedrunners use, so they saw, and this is just, 10,000 feet marketing from a company, which you often don't see. Normally, if there's like this subculture within a product, they won't market to that. Nintendo's infamous about that. If there's any glitches or bugs or defects,
they won't say that this is what they changed.
They'll patch it out completely. So there was a patch or a bug that speedrunners were using where it was, long story short, it's a tracking glitch where you can track an enemy, use the energy sword, and it'll just launch you across huge distances. In the Anniversary Edition, or whatever it was called, the Master Chief Edition, it was patched out of Halo 2. They saw that the speedrunning community stopped playing the game, went back to the original.
There you
so
go.
They patched the bug back into the game.
I give them incredible props for doing something like that.
I almost applauded to my phone when I was sitting there watching.
That is a wonderful thing
to
do.
I love it when companies do that.
When they provide for their culture, that's for their community. I mean, that's beautiful. That's awesome.
I think
you want people playing your game, you give them what they want, and you'll be like, "Sorry, guys."
And I mean,
I thought this would help.
Indie developers do that. Like, I know we're both big fans of Stardew Valley, and he, really supports his community, and like, especially his game has crazy mods that people do. It's like here's a whole new texture pack. There's a mod that I don't play the game on computer, so I can't get mods on my PlayStation really. And it's just like Stardew Valley expanded, where there's like new areas, and people have just basically created a DLC, so to speak, for his game, and he's super supportive. But to see that with Halo 2 from Bungie and also Microsoft, because
from big companies, AAA titles.
I mean, you had to go to Microsoft and be like, hey, you're the game that sold everyone an Xbox, because I think without Halo, and Halo being the game that brought first-person shooters, new first-person shooters.
Consoles.
It was the first-person shooter I used that had used both thumbsticks. Before that, it was GoldenEye. You had the joystick right in the middle in the N64. But without Halo doing that, I don't think the Xbox would have taken off the way it did.
Yeah.
It was that game that you had to get an Xbox to play that game.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I had Halo, and my brother had a PS2, and he had the Bouncer.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yep.
I've been thinking about the Bouncer recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's really weird because I got into a conversation about what was your first PlayStation 2 game, and the Bouncer was the one that I rented from Blockbuster and played it, and it's not good. But, I had 5 days, and it was the only PlayStation game, and God damn it, I want to get everything I can out of this game.
It was fun. I mean, it was a beat-em-up. It was Streets of Rage style. Yeah.
It just didn't work that well, and the leveling system wasn't that great. So it was tedious, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Nostalgic for me, definitely.
Yeah, I'd watch Summoning Salt if anyone's speedrunning the Bouncer. That'd be cool.
Yeah, oh my God. I love that one.
So it'll happen by the time this is out, since, like I said, we're recording this. But PlayStation has their PlayStation Showcase on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And, they're pretty hush-hush about everything, but this is like kind of their thing where they put out what's coming up for the PlayStation, their games that are going to be PlayStation exclusive.
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, essentially, but for PlayStation. There's rumors about things. And
no more E3. No more.
E3 is kind of dead, and also
they announced they completely got rid of it. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was dying, and then I think COVID happened, and then it was dead.
Yeah, they just came out. Yeah. I think this year or late last year. Yeah. They're like, no more E3, guys. It's over.
I mean, I think Comic-Con's going that way too. I mean, Comic-Con's always going to be there as an event that people going to, but Comic-Con being the place where studios drop their trailer, show footage, stuff like that. They'll show a little bit, but it's just like, why would you
online?
How much are you going to pay for Robert Downey Jr. to come out and be Iron Man again when you could just put out a YouTube video?
You put out a YouTube video.
It'll have the same amount of impact.
You're going to have a bigger impact because you're going to have people that watch it on stream, so that you can watch their reaction. So, one person is now having 1,000 people that watch them. That's a bigger audience now, so that even more people are watching your trailer. It's right, and just then smarter.
There's an aftermarket thing. Like, I've watched some of the, going back to Twitch, when Nintendo does a Direct, I'll watch people's reaction to the Nintendo Direct to see, like, oh, what does Grand Pooh Bear think about the Nintendo Direct?
It's just a fun way to watch the Direct.
And I think it's very inclusive and something that you don't get, one of those things, because I remember watching shaky cam YouTube videos that someone filmed with their Nokia phone of what's going on inside of Comic-Con. And then that's uploaded. I think I watched like a trailer for Spider-Man 3 on Newgrounds.com or something like that. Someone had bootleg. But you don't have to do that anymore. But some of the things I want to bounce off of you, because we both like PlayStation. Some of the rumors that have been going on, it's notably Sucker Punch might be there.
Okay.
And there's rumblings of the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima.
That would be nice.
I would love to see that.
I would play that, yeah.
Naughty Dog is apparently rumored to be doing a Last of Us multiplayer thing.
I'm not
Did you ever play
There
Last
was
of Us?
a multiplayer already on Last of Us.
I don't think it's on the PS5 version, though.
Maybe not.
The remake.
I don't know.
So, I mean, kind of fun. And then Spider-Man 2 is, that's already announced. It's going to be more footage. And apparently we're supposed to get our first big look at Marvel's Wolverine.
Yeah. I really want to see what they're going to do with that. An open world Wolverine game.
I think it'll be open world sort of in the sense of probably God of War, where it's technically open world, but it's not Grand Theft Auto.
I wonder.
Open world.
I wonder.
You couldn't make, like, what's the point of watching...
Put him on a motorcycle.
Right.
And he goes around.
But, I mean, I think it'd be more fun as like a God of War style.
I think so, but I would also have a lot of fun just wandering around as Wolverine.
I told you that's my pitch for the Ninja Turtles game that they want to put out, is you're just one turtle from the last Ronin series, and you get to switch out weapons like you do God of War. Switch between katana and bow staff and everything. And seeing Wolverine, I mean, he's got the claws.
Yeah, he's got claws. Yeah.
So I guess it'd probably be more in line with the Spider-Man game, which is
it's
open world. But
it's the same people that are making both games.
What's Wolverine in New York like?
I don't know. Is he going to be in New York?
I'm saying if it was like
they should make it like Metal Gear Solid 5, where you have
big sandbox to play in,
and like quick travel. You can just have like Cloak and Dagger being like, hey, if you ever need us, we'll transfer you anywhere you need.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
thanks, bub. Love it, bub.
Speaking of Metal Gear, there's rumors of remakes for the first 3 games as well.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I know you'd love a Snake Eater remake.
Yeah.
Imagine how much you'd love the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah, but it's out of the hands of Kojima. now, and it's
His
probably
hands are crazy.
But that's what makes those games so fantastic.
Right, okay, so was it the same team that worked on Resident Evil 4 remake as it was the original Resident Evil 4?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay,
I don't know. It was still Capcom though.
Yeah, well,
and I don't know
because
Konami is like super defunct when it comes to video game development.
Yeah,
they don't really do it.
I'd still love to see it. Like,
if they just relaunch it so that I can buy it again, I'd be happy camper. With that,
hear that PlayStation? You want $20 from Jake?
Yeah, it's just like what they did with the Castlevania Advanced Collection for the Switch. It was like perfect. I love Castlevania. I'll take it.
I think they were smart to wait a week and a half after Tears of the Kingdom launched to put this out.
Yeah,
because otherwise,
people we're blowing our wad now. We're starting to play it in normal intervals. So we'll have time to watch it.
It's not an addiction. It's more of just. When you get around to it, Yeah. I found my old amiibo for the first time.
Oh yeah, did you put it in? Did you use it?
Got my amiibo.
What did it do?
It dropped some meat and a sword.
Oh, thanks. Meat.
You can use them once a day. I have no idea how an amiibo works. There's no battery. There's no nothing. But it works with my Switch every time I need it.
It works like the NFC, near field communication.
See, this is why you're the tech guy.
Just like credit cards when you put them up.
Oh, that whole thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So they just tap.
Have you done any more temples in Tears of the Kingdom yet? Or are you still just...
I've done 2.
Which
Wind and water.
Oh, I just did the water one today.
Yeah.
Friggin' great. Fun temple.
There was one puzzle there that melted my brain. It took me a long time, and I think I solved it incorrectly, but I solved it.
I think I saw... Was it the one with the big spinny thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I solved it wrong.
What'd you do? I slowed down time and shot an arrow at it.
Oh my god, I should have slowed down time.
Yeah, I did the bullet.
I didn't. I just kept shooting arrows at it.
Put a little choo-choo jelly.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. Spoilers for that one little puzzle that'll take you sometime. What did you do then?
I just kept shooting arrows at it. I timed it with no
it was spinning
bullet
so fast.
time. I timed it and I got it.
Oh, I just jumped off a little thing.
I knew I should have
it's like a little low gravity mode.
Damn it, I should have recorded that.
Damn, how long did that take you?
Not until I found it, because I kept looking inside of it to be like, what do I even do when I get in there? And I saw it was a switch that you hit, and I was like, I got to shoot an arrow at it. That's the only thing. And I just timed it, just kept watching it, and it took about 3 arrows, but then I got it.
I was trying to do where it has like the bubble jet coming up.
Yeah.
This is fascinating for everyone listening.
Yeah.
But I did like the bubble jet that went out, and then I was like, I'm going to reverse that, and I'm going to build a little ramp.
That's what I thought too.
Go up the ramp. Didn't work. Shot an arrow. Worked like a charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
that game. Like, shut up and take all my money, Nintendo.
Yep.
Like,
they did a fine job. I'm having a great time.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of fine jobs, good times, also we had a little special that they do about every season for one of our favorite shows, Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That came out very recently.
Yeah, it was Queen Victoria Day special.
Yeah.
Real return to form for Letterkenny. Like, we've talked about it on this show before. It's not going to be a wreck ever because we both love it.
Yeah. We can't tell each other to watch Letterkenny. We already do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one was great. It was really...
Yeah. I love their seasonal ones.
I still think it's one of the... Yeah, because they did a Valentine's Day one. They did a St. Patrick's Day one.
Was really great.
Yeah. And it was great. I mean, it was way, way up my alley just because they brought in...
had both Kiwis and...
The Australians and the New Zealanders.
New Zealanders.
Yeah.
And
it was Canadians and Americans talking, and then Australians and New Zealanders talking. And it was just fast dialogue that's just so rapid fire. Like, just
Letterkenny has its own, like, hick slang that they all use that you pick up on while watching the show.
Right.
And that's what they have with the Australians that come in and the New Zealanders.
Right.
So you're trying to keep up with them, and you can understand sometimes, and
the rest, it's enjoyable.
It's very enjoyable.
Part of it when you
can tell that they're having a great time, and it's super funny when they're yelling at each other and talking. And then they bring up the dingo that ate his baby.
It's a real story.
He's like, "That's a true story, mate." Yeah, we take that seriously.
Yeah, I was super happy that they just dropped that little thing, and then there was a little side plot with the Hicks and the fireworks and stuff. Always enjoyable.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Glenn going crazy about fireworks.
Yeah. The way that show isn't bigger than it is baffling to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something that it's just way too niche that just people like you and I like it, but I think it's one of the best shows on TV. It's on Hulu now.
Yeah, I think it's super duper funny. Yeah. And like I said, I'm rewatching it with my roommate.
Yeah.
And we started back on season 1, and
good place to start.
It's just as fantastic as when I started it before.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's still super funny.
And he's
absolutely witty.
He's been posting on the social medias in the Sudbury Bulldogs uniform because they're still shooting Shoresy season 2.
That's right.
And Dolo from Shoresy has a new single out. Check out the single is called Highest Self on Spotify by Dolo. It's great.
It's just straight up called Dolo, for real?
Oh, his name's Joe Dolo.
Oh, okay.
Jodolo.
Because it's called Dolo and Shoresy.
Yeah. Well, his name's not Shoresy, it's Shore.
I know.
It's all hockey player nicknames.
Well, I didn't know Dolo was his real name.
Well,
a nickname that he uses outside of the show.
That's his rapper name, too.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like a kind of version of him.
Yeah,
in the show. Because he was a real hockey player, too.
Yeah. You can tell. Dude,
again,
massive slappers.
Bonus rec for Shoresy. Mm-hmm. One of the things that's coming out TV-wise that they might bring up at the PlayStation 1 is, have you seen the preview for, or the little teaser for the Twisted Metal TV show?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
They're making a Twisted Metal TV show.
Is it like a live-action TV?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Looks good.
What an idea.
I think they're trying to do a little bit of Mad Max.
It's
got Anthony Mackie in it.
If it was a crazy B-movie director making it, I would be so into it.
Yeah.
But knowing that they're trying to ride the success of The Last of Us,
yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna go prestige with this.
No, I mean, it can be prestige. It's on Peacock. Which, I mean,
this is so funny.
Today's actually the last day of HBO Max. Starting tomorrow, it's just Max. Just Max.
Hi, Max.
Let me try to interest you in this. Anthony Mackie's in it, playing John Doe, who's one of the racers in Twisted Metal.
Who's Anthony Mackie?
Falcon from Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
he's an enjoyable cat.
On the cast list, playing Sweet Tooth, the murderous clown, Will Arnett.
That's kind of funny.
I think it's just his voice because they have another person playing his body.
He's got a fat body.
Yeah,
he's Darth Vader in it.
But I'll take Will Arnett as a crazy killer clown in an ice cream truck.
He's got a funny voice.
Did you play that game when you were a kid?
All the time.
Yeah, I think I got Twisted Metal 2 was the one that was big when I got my PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I guess everyone's just trying to make video game properties now.
I was Axel all the time. I thought he was the
funniest one.
funniest
with the
one.
2 wheels
on
either side?
The literal axle to 2 gigantic wheels.
Yes.
And just rode around and shot.
So that's going to be fun
funny.
When that comes out.
I mean, if they're having fun with it, it could be interesting.
Yeah.
But
it's a very weird series to adapt.
It's also
into a
like
TV
they
show.
want to do God of War as a TV show.
See, I could see that more.
No.
It's just like a Grand Theft Auto movie. It's just like,
it's not. Yeah, what makes God of War interesting is its fun gameplay.
Right.
It's kind of cool, the story.
What
like
makes
I
Twisted
know
Metal
the story.
fun is the gameplay. It'd be like having a Twisted Metal show is like having a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater
But they
show.
had those live action endings for
Black.
Black, was it?
Black was the first one on PS2.
Yes.
It had the Rolling Stone song at the end.
They live action endings for each character.
Yeah.
But those were very low budget and insane.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go insane, I will be behind you 100%. But there's no way they can't do that.
They did try to make a mythos about it like they did with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Where it's just
it has that vibe to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was Mortal Kombat in cars, essentially. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. That's a weird idea.
All right. Well, we'll probably be proven wrong by the time we record by the time this is out, we'll probably be completely wrong about all this.
Oh, revisit it.
Yeah, we will. All right, speaking of revisiting stuff, let's talk about what we're going to be talking about this week. We got 2 recommendations like we always do. Mm-hmm. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll take it.
You want to talk about the thing I gave you?
Yes.
Okay. We should really clarify that because we always have 2 questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go first. Oh, we're going to do...
Yeah, which one? Yeah.
We're both doing this simultaneously.
I'll talk about mine.
Okay, so we'll talk about my recommendation for Jake first, which was an episode of Star Wars Visions, which is a anthology animated series on Disney Plus. This is season 2. I gave you season 2 episode, I think it's 5, I want to say.
I can't remember. I just found
season 2 episode 5, Journey to the Dark Head.
Yeah.
So it's a little short. Did you watch any more of these or just this one?
I watched this one, and then I watched the Wallace and Gromit looking one.
I Am Your Mother.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I almost recommended to you, but I was just like...
I'm surprised you didn't recommend me that one.
Yes.
But Darkhead...
So, okay, good.
Yeah,
so
why'd you choose that?
We can talk about 2 of them. Okay, so Journey to Darkhead, it's, like I said, so these aren't in the new Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
Lucasfilm, and I guess Disney really is being really anal about their Star Wars canon, like this is canon, this isn't. You know. Some of the stuff from the expanded universe they're bringing back, like Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, everybody's crazy about that right now.
Kind of Dash Rendar, but not really yet. But I'm hoping they bring back Dash Rendar. That's for another time. So they give animation houses, kind of free reign, make a Star Wars thing. It's not canon. The first season was pretty much all anime, I believe. It's been a while since I watched the first season, but I think it was all different anime houses.
Kind of looked like it, I guess.
I mean,
I didn't check out any of the first season.
This one I picked for you, one, because it's anime style. It's Studio Mirror, Korean animation studio. And I think it's just beautiful. I think it's just a nice, quick story.
Absolutely beautiful.
So
yeah, that is for sure.
One of the things that you hate about Star Wars is you get bogged down in canon.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's that guy?
Well, it feels like not fun anymore. When like back in the original trilogy, it felt like George Lucas was looking at Alien. He's like, that one's named Rebar. And then he just kept moving on.
Is that your George Lucas impression?
It's perfect.
It's not. It's not
perfect.
Bad.
Your name is Porkins now because you're so fucking fat.
I like Porkins. I used to have a T-shirt with Porkins.
Red
on
5.
It.
Oh my God, Porkins is my favorite.
But it doesn't have to be one of those things. Like if you're watching Book of Boba Fett and like Black Chrysanthemum shows up and people are like, oh, and then some people are like, who's that? And then I'm like, oh, you don't know who that guy is?
I know who IG-88 is. You know,
and then IG-11's in not Book of Boba Fett in The Mandalorian. See, I'm getting them confused.
Really weird.
Regardless, so it kind of just jumps you in. It's a nice, quick little story. And so, essentially, I'll give, if people haven't seen it, it's this takes place thousands of years before the Star Wars original trilogy. In the Star Wars canon, if you don't know, it's divided up BBY and ABY, before and after the Battle of Yavin, when they blow up the first Death Star. So this is like thousands of years BBY, as we say in the community.
I'm fucking mad. I'm so mad at you.
Why?
BBY, this is insane. That is a robot name. That's crazy.
So Star Wars Jedi Survivor takes place 9 BBY.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's 9 years. And
before
the Battle of Yavin.
Okay.
So 9 years before Episode 4.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And so this is like 1,000 years. So the first war between the Jedi and the Sith. Jedi good guys, Sith dark guys. And so there's a monk living on a planet, and she takes part in a prophecy. Star Wars loves its fucking prophecies.
It's what they do in their monk
culture
prophecies
that they have
of the
there.
Force. Yeah.
And
you pick up these shiny rain-slick stones, and you look inside of them.
Kind of reading the tea leaves.
Interpret, what you see inside these stones.
So her name's Ara, and then she gets older. There's a little bit of a time jump, and she goes to the Jedi Council, and she says, I have to destroy one of the statues because she was raised under 2 statues, light side and dark side.
Yeah.
And
she convinced
like, if I destroy the dark one, we're going to help win the war against the Sith. It might have some impact. The Jedi Council is kind of skeptical.
We will only have good prophecies.
Right.
Now.
It's like, we'll send you on your way. They send her with a Jedi tool. He gets his little flashback when he was a Padawan. Big old
watching
bad, kick-ass looking Sith Lord.
Yeah. Really cool mask. Really cool mask.
So that was I think it's Beach End was his name. They don't. I mean, names aren't super duper important. It's like anime. You're watching it. You don't really need to know everyone's backstory. You get it.
Yeah.
He looks like how big into Doctor Who were you?
I watched the first season.
Okay. Did you ever
all
see
the way through
first season like in the 60s?
Eccleston.
Okay.
Eccleston.
So yeah, the 9th Doctor.
Yeah.
And so, dude,
that's
I contain volumes. And so there's an alien species called the Ood that has like an orb that they're holding in their hand. They got this long tentacle thing coming out of their mouth. Reminded me of the Ood.
Okay.
So he's got this cool little like whip attachment coming out of his face.
Yeah.
And it's just badass. The animation's great, everything like that.
He's got a veil that just hangs like 3 feet down. I think that's just amazing.
Yeah, it's hyper stylized, but
it's like that is so flashy. But the dude is like flashy. You could just tell by his mannerisms and by the way he dresses, he likes to be flashy.
Oh yeah. So Tool and Ara go there, and then I guess spoilers for this 22-minute thing. Get up there, and Ara's about to blow up the dark head, and she gets above the clouds, which you never got to see when she was underneath at the bottom of the mountains. And these aren't like little statues; they're giant mountain-sized statues. And she said, "Oh, the dark head and the light head are switching because it's like, oh, in Force everything's fluid. There's no dark and light. It's a balance between."
Tool has the realization
that he has the darkness inside of him.
Yeah, but he always had, and it's just waves and troughs, and he's just there's always going to be a good side to it.
I thought it was a nice little vignette. I thought it was nice because it's not canon related, which is really what I wanted to show you of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I'd love, as much as I would love for you to watch Andor, so we could talk about Andor.
Everybody wants me to watch that.
Then do it.
I'll do it, maybe.
Come on.
I'll think about it. maybe.
So I recommended that, and I was hoping you would like it, and I was hoping that you would bounce around. So the one you were talking about, I Am Your Mother, was done by the animation studio Aardman. They do Wallace and Gromit.
It has to be, yeah.
And that's about two Twi'leks, and the reason I didn't pick that one specifically is because it did go into canon. It did have it had Wedge Antilles in it, who is a character.
Wedge is my boy, though.
See, if I had known that, I would have done that.
Love Wedge.
How do you hate Star Wars but love Wedge?
Wedge, he's Rogue Squadron, the games from Nintendo 64.
Oh, shit.
You're rolling with Wedge the whole time, and I love those video games.
I should have thought of that.
Yeah, Wedge is there, man. And when you see him pop up in that, I was like, oh no, he's using his celebrity. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. Because he's just like, hey, I was flying right next to Luke Skywalker. Yeah. Gosh darn it, Wedge is so cool.
He blew up the second Death Star with Lando.
And when he showed up in the final episode, Rise of Skywalker, he's just like, hey, I'm Wedge, I'm standing by. I was like, oh hell yeah, this movie's pretty great.
Apparently the guy that played Wedge hated it. He's got a famous fucking nephew or something.
He hated the movie, or
he said being in Star Wars ruined his life at some point.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
there's no way that would happen.
Oh, his nephew is Ewan McGregor. And before doing episode 1, he was thinking about doing it, and he told Ewan McGregor, he's like, don't get involved in Star Wars. It's all anyone will ever ask you about.
I can see how that's bad.
You're wrong.
You have a rabid fan base.
If you sign up for it, it's fine. But, I mean...
Exactly. But he didn't know what he was getting himself into.
Speaking of rabid fan base and someone I know you like, I was listening to Chris Gethard on a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about how he was on his way to an Office convention, because he's in like 3 episodes of The Office, and he just goes there and signs autographs for crazy people obsessed with The Office.
Yeah.
Like, I'm obsessed with Star Wars, and don't get me wrong, I like The Office too.
Yeah.
So I wanted this one specifically because I thought if I can get Jake into something Star Wars that's not a mainline movie, might sneak him in with some anime, good action, well animated, it's great. It's great.
I got worried watching it because I thought it was going to be mostly action once Tool and the Sith Lord dude started fighting.
Right.
And I was like, this is going to be all that this is.
And it does,
but it wasn't.
It does have a good bit of
good
lore and mysticism and stuff like that.
What I really liked is how she separated her monk monastery from the Jedi.
Yeah.
But you could tell that it's still a part of the Force.
Right.
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
Because now they're playing around with, oh no, like the Jedi have this idea of what the Force is. But this monk monastery is like, oh no, the Force is this. This is what we use the Force for.
Yeah.
And that is so compelling. I cannot believe they haven't explored that.
So there's
even more.
There's one a little bit after this, it's later on in Visions, it's called The Bandits of Golak, and that's fantastic too. And there are Force sensitive people in that aren't
Jedi or
yeah.
Because, that's
kind of
the
whole
thing.
I mean, because
you
the
could
whole
be
thing about
Force
the Force
sensitive and not be a Jedi or a Sith.
Right.
And that's amazing. And it's
surrounds
just that
us, penetrates us, and binds the galaxy together, as Ben Kenobi said.
And it's just, it's just two big religions.
Yeah.
That you're going to hear across the galaxy. But then there's this one right out the outskirts, and the girl comes to the Jedi Council just to be like, I am so sure. My religion has taught me that we get our prophecies from a good head and a bad head. And I think if we kill the bad head, all we get is good prophecies. And then the Jedi Council is even like, that's insane. That's a really dumb thing. Except for one of them's been like, I don't know, let's follow it, see where it goes. You know, I'll give you a really cool young Jedi who's pretty fun.
So, did you like this better or worse than I Am Your Mother?
I Am Your Mother is fantastic.
Yeah, and I Am Your Mother's a straight up comedy.
Right now, it's 3 because of I Am Your Mother.
Ooh,
yeah. I Am Your Mother is so funny and it's so great. The animation is fun. It's just like Wallace and Gromit style. Wallace and Gromit comedy.
Yes.
Watching a baby Wookiee take over the Wookiee ship while they were racing, and you just see his family in the background freaking out.
I think the funniest bit in that is, and I don't know why it made me laugh so much, but it was just at the end, the bad people that they're racing against get in an accident, crash a car, and then an airbag goes off. There are airbags in Star Wars because you've never seen them before. It makes sense.
When they bring out their laser from their ship, it's just a tiny Death Star that does a tiny Death Star laser. Gosh darn it. There's so many funny things. her mother is very funny. She's embarrassed by her mother.
Yeah.
And she actually does really embarrassing things that, I would be.
Yeah.
She's just hanging on for dear life every once in a while. There's so many moments where you think she's just dead because of how they're racing. It's insane. And they're like, Mom, where are you? And then you're like, oh no. But of course
comedic action.
fine.
It's very similar to Wallace and Gromit, Chicken Run, to anything like that.
Yes. It was so much fun. And the robot was fantastic. I love that it was half broken.
A little Z1 or whatever his name was. Yeah.
And he just, he elongated like a broken slinky.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And it was very funny. But yeah. And then Wedge Antilles, being there.
Wedge.
And just, he's not even there in person, I don't think. You just see him talk through like vids and stuff all over the place. Even gives him more prestige, and I just love that little hint that there's a bigger world out there where people are like, yeah, Wedge is so cool, and Wedge is using this to get people into the rebellion. That's so funny. I love it.
Nice. So you're on board.
Yeah, I'm on board with Visions. That is, exploring what you can do with Star Wars, they should really open it up. They should really start doing that.
The obvious parallel is the Animatrix that they put out.
Yeah.
Where it was just, a whole bunch of stories set in the Matrix universe that the Wachowskis just kind of Wachowskis, however you say it, finally let people just be like, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
kind of.
You're a cool anime studio. It's the Dark Knight. Did that too. Between 1 and 2, they had 6 animes.
That's right. And they had one where it was just like kids telling stories about Batman.
It was like, Batman does this. It's like, no, Batman's actually a monster. But, then they see Batman at the end, and they're like, holy crap!
I hooked you with some Star Wars.
But yeah, you did. That was really cool. If it comes on again, I probably won't pick it up again.
No.
But if it does, if somebody wants to watch it, I'll probably be interested in seeing it.
And
maybe I'll watch it.
One of the cool things they had, the people that wrote it, there's behind the scenes stuff on Disney Plus and all that good stuff. But the people from Wallace and Gromit and from Aardman Studios, a couple of them had said, and it's something I didn't really ever think about. They said, "Oh no, Star Wars is a big reason why we got into stop motion." Because you think about like the AT-ATs and like the Rancor and all that, like all the miniatures, that was all stop motion, put into live people.
Yeah, looked awesome.
And so I was like, oh, I never really drew that parallel just because Wallace and Gromit is so, it's in a whole...
It's so cartoony.
Animated universe. Yeah. And I was like, but, it's the same basic process between doing, a Rancor fight and, Wallace and Gromit running around in a Mini Cooper, whatever the hell goes on in England. But, yeah, it's a good little collection. I think Disney's smart lending out their properties.
If there was more funny ones, I would be very interested.
All right.
I like having fun with Star Wars like that.
I will let you know when Season 3 comes
I'm Your Mother. It was just really, really fun.
Nice. I'll take a 3. I'll take a 3.
Yeah, man, it's 3.
Watching it, Jacob.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into Jake's recommendation for me.
Yeah.
Which is an album by indie rock band Built to Spill. It is their second album. There's Nothing Wrong with Love. This came out in 1994.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I knew the year.
Look at you. Jake, why'd you recommend this to me? Give me a little background with your band and
we were talking
with the band and all that stuff.
When my brother liked this band a lot way back when I was in like high school, I believe, around then when I picked it up from him, and it was this specific album that I just started listening to over and over again. It's the one that I had, and I absolutely loved it. It was right up my alley. Growing up, I love this type of whiny, beautiful guitar with amazing violins sometimes.
Whiny beautiful.
Whiny and beautiful. It's my favorite. The Weaker Thans, come on, my favorite band. They are whiny and beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were talking about music when we were talking about Wet Leg, and I said that their sound reminded me a little bit of Built to Spill, and you're like, oh, I don't know who that is. And I was like, oh, cool, I got something to tell him. I want to give him an album that I really want him to listen to.
Yeah.
So I did that, and so I thought you would enjoy it because it is, I feel like it reminds me of high school, and that's the type of music that...
So what band do you think I related this to? Well, says I'm not gonna bury the lead. It's a 3 for me.
Hell yeah!
Got me from first lyrics of the first song. I was just like, oh, I know who this reminds me of.
Who?
So this is they're from Washington, early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, Northwestern Sound, or they're from Idaho. So Idaho, it's right up there in the corner.
Yeah.
Washington, Oregon, I guess now Idaho had kind of their own thing. They had a lot of good alt bands came out of there, as a in answer to grunge, which kind of came out of there first, and then there were people that came out like this band, a lot more melodic, and then there are bands like Everclear's from there, Dandy Warhol's, Decemberists, like all those guys kind of started out there. The Presidents of the United States of America.
Hell yeah.
Love the Presidents of the United States of America.
Fantastic band.
Postal Service and Modest Mouse also. Modest Mouse and Everclear are probably the two biggest bands from there. But
Modest Mouse probably reminds you of? Yeah.
No, not Modest Mouse.
Okay.
Freaking this album specifically, and it's one of those things where another one of your recommendations, I should keep a separate list of how did I miss this, and Jake recommended it.
Yeah.
Reminds me of one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time.
Ooh.
And they're not even, they're known for one song that came off one album, and then they kind of fell off the map, which was
Come On Eileen.
Dexy's Midnight Runners. No, it's not Dexy's Midnight Runners. It's Harvey Danger.
Harvey Danger.
They wrote Flagpole Sitta, which was their most famous song.
Huh.
That's the I'm Not Sick, But I'm Not Well.
Oh, yeah, that song's great.
So Harvey Danger came out around the same time. I had to look to see who was founded first. Harvey Danger got popular in 97, but they were founded around the same time as Built to Spill. Built to Spill, Idaho, Harvey Danger in Washington. And their album, Where Have All the Merrymakers Gone? Fucking bonus rec for that, Jake.
Okay.
If you like that, you'd love this.
I probably listened to it on my way home.
Yes, absolutely. Put on that. And so this album, just killer front to back.
Yes.
You're absolutely right in describing it, how it's not emo, but it's less refined than Modest Mouse. Modest Mouse kind of took it in this sound into the 2000s, which is just, I guess, northwestern indie rock. And like I said, the best way to do it is it's grunge that's not angry all the time.
Yes. It's more sad, more empathetic towards your own feelings, and it's fun.
If I put you in a dark room with headphones and put on Radio Silence by Harvey Danger, you'd start crying. Like, Harvey Danger is so much like this. So I was thinking, because Harvey Danger is a band that when people ask, like, I have a set favorite band, and then I like to say my third favorite band is whoever we're talking about, and my second favorite band is whoever I'm listening to right then. Like, it's always kind of in flux, but Harvey Danger is always in there.
Okay.
But
we call it the Mount Rushmore of artists for us.
It's Mount Rushmore if
of albums.
There was someone above Mount Rushmore that was always on top, and his name's Tom Petty, and he's always up there. Yeah. And then there's a couple other people down below.
He's the president of the Mount Rushmore.
They're all presidents.
No.
Famously.
Not in our music. None of them are presidents.
No, I'm saying physical Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay. I was just like, does Jake know what Mount Rushmore is when he's talking about?
My favorite part of Mount Rushmore is Roosevelt just looks like he's just peering his way into it. His face is so small compared to everybody else's. Yeah. He's just like, what are you titans of history doing up here?
But yeah, it's great. I mean, I can't believe that
the first song to the last song, all of them are so great. I listen to over and over again.
Yes. So what I liked. Car is a great song. That's track 4. It did have the fun thing where it does have something that most of these albums have, which is a long, sad song.
Yeah.
And it just kind of gets heavy, and it has that really nice distortion, kind of just overarching guitar. Not really a solo. It's not like a meadly guitar solo. It's just very emotive with the way that it's played in the song Some, which is like towards the end of the album. Then also that goes right into the song Dystopian Dream Girl, which is a fantastic record.
Hell.
Twin Falls is great. That's, I guess, about his hometown, Twin Falls, Idaho. And Car, like you said, that's probably the single off the album.
There is, I think it's actually Big Dipper.
Oh, Big Dipper was a single?
There is a recording of me out there somewhere playing Big Dipper.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a recording of me out there singing Flagpole Sitta by Harvey Danger.
This is insane.
Yeah.
We didn't know about this about each other.
I was thinking about.
This is amazing.
I
am so excited to listen to Harvey Danger.
I was like, is this Jake's Harvey Danger?
This is amazing. Yeah, because this album destroyed me when I was young.
Oh, yeah. If you get to... And Harvey Danger had great songs. Carlotta Valdez, Woolly Muffler, Radio Silence, like I said, Old Hat, Jack the Lion.
That's exciting.
Fantastic record. So you get 2 bonus recs in this audio. For if you're listening, you got something you want to jam out to on Spotify. Built to Spill. I haven't gotten into any of their other stuff. Like I said, my time's been kind of occupied by Tears of the Kingdom. But I
understand. But this album is amazing.
Good choice about this one. So you're a fan of the whole discography? Because I will say this, Harvey Danger.
I haven't listened to the whole discography because they're still making albums.
Really?
I think they recently.
I did check. They're on tour in Europe right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder if they're. I was hoping whenever you recommend something, I kind of try to see if there's like a sneaky thing that why you're recommending it. I was like, is he going to do something cool? Because like when we did
something cool, what are you talking about?
When you had me listen to Dr. Game Show, I'm like, is Jake on an episode?
Yeah.
But with this, I was like, is Built to Spill coming and we're going to the show? Because that'll be fantastic.
I'd love to do that.
But I'm like, fuck, they're in Helsinki.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going that far for a concert.
One day, buddy.
One day. We'll just fly across the world to see a band no one really likes.
A really small band.
They do kind of have that vibe, though. Like, I could see these guys be like, oh, yeah, we fucking sell out Hamburg every time we're there.
I can feel it, yeah. I can understand that.
It's definitely great, man. Like, I can't believe that I had missed this band.
Yeah, I'm really happy you got to experience it.
Great car music.
A great car music, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the best parts is all the songs feel fantastic.
I was driving through the valley yesterday, beautiful day, windows down, everything like that, and just playing this. It was such a perfect, great record. Oh, yeah. And I love the fact that I think it's, I know places like Spotify aren't great for the artists unless you're a Taylor Swift and you've got 1 billion streams or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like an indie, a singer-songwriter that I listen to, Claire Tonti, she's fantastic. She has one album out, and she posts something like she gets so many streams, and it's like, oh, that's $11. It's like, that's kind of a fucking bummer, but you try to.
It's so hard that they monetize this type of art instead of just giving them the money up front and being like, please just make a great album.
But it is good, like, because otherwise, what are the odds of tracking down a CD of Built to Spill?
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope places like Spotify give them money, and I hope that it leads people like, I was looking up at tickets because I'm like, if these guys roll through town, I'll go see this.
Oh, I would be happy to. Yeah.
Fun concert of dudes that look like us, just being like, hey.
Yeah, they totally.
We know a bunch of weird people that like this music too.
They are on the Tim and Eric album.
Are they?
Awesome album, great songs. They do a cover of the great song "Come Over." Yeah. It's My Husband's Gone. I've left for work. I've taken off my top and my skirt. Oh.
Is that a Tim and Eric song?
Come over. Yeah.
Oh. I was like, that wasn't on this album.
I've done my chores. I've swept the floor. You make me wet when you walk through the door.
Jesus Christ, Tim and Eric.
Oh, come over.
That
song's great.
Those guys are like the Lasagna Cat that you had me watch.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I started watching that 4-hour Lasagna Cat.
Yeah?
No.
Who is it?
I had to stop.
I can't. I haven't watched the whole thing. Apparently the ending's different, but
sure.
I was laughing for a good 10 minutes until I was like, all right, this is done.
Yeah, it's definitely funny. But yeah, this album, I can't recommend it enough if you have sensibilities. I would say for recommending it to, I mean, that's the easy thing about recommending something like Star Wars. It's like, if you like Star Wars, this is good Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if you like bands like Modest Mouse, if you like even...
Yeah.
I would say some of the early...
like
Decemberist, yeah.
Neutral Milk Hotel.
That's who I was thinking.
Type of vibes.
One of the songs sounds like it has the same kind of flow to King of Carrot Flowers by Neutral Milk Hotel. Mm-hmm. So it's that kind of 90s to early 2000s indie stuff. If you like that, if you haven't heard Built to Spill, I cannot recommend the album. There's Nothing Wrong with Love. Mm-hmm. Enough, Jake. Thank you for this recommendation.
No, I'm so happy you got to listen to it, man.
Dude, I'm happy I got to. I love new music, man. You're hitting me with all this new music that I haven't friggin' found out about.
It's so cool that, because we've connected on music a lot. It was wild that both of us are like crazy about Tom Petty.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, if you've got two ears attached to a heart and a brain, you
would
like Tom
expect
Petty.
People to be like, yeah.
Everybody does.
Everybody in the world has to have gone to at least one Tom Petty concert.
I remember I had a buddy that worked at a concert venue around here, and he said that everyone was excited about the Tom Petty concert, and he was like, Tom Petty, I don't really know. And he's like, I was working the show, and I could sing along to every word of every song. It's like, I did not know I knew so many Tom Petty songs.
He's
because he rules. R.I.P. Tom Petty. Goddamn,
R.I.P. baby.
Goddamn fentanyl. Taking away the greats.
That sucks. Yeah. Well, I'm just super happy that I have this collection of music that I get to show you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going through.
And I feel like my music recs have been
Very new.
Well, yeah, more modern. Like
which is great.
I gave you Telemann, I gave you Wet Leg, and I gave you Your Old Droog.
Yeah. Droog didn't really resonate with me, but
because you're not from these streets.
Telemann.
I don't know if
just
you know
like
this
you.
about me, but I'm from these streets. I'm out here.
I'm so much closer to the streets.
I'm on a lane. What do we go?
But Telemann was really good,
Yeah.
and Wet Leg is great.
Yeah.
Like I still listen to that album over and over again.
Yeah. But this is great. I'm gonna have to go back through my archives and try to find
backward,
something.
Yeah, and you go forward.
I was thinking like there's part of me that was just like doing a throwback rec and giving you just Harvey Danger for next week. But like then we're just gonna have the exact same conversation.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna listen to it right now. Yeah. So
this and bonus rec for Where Have All the Merrymakers Gone by Harvey Danger. It's not just Flagpole Sitta. Like Flagpole Sitta is a great song, but it's just like that'd be like, you know, only knowing Weezer for Hash Pipe. Like Weezer has so many more songs that's not just that
better
song.
albums. Yeah.
Yeah, there are other bands like that from the 90s. Like, I mean, Dishwalla's got some great songs, too. But
Dynamite Hack has got some really good songs.
Perfect example, too.
Yeah, right?
You got to listen a little
They're
bit
just
more.
known for a cover.
I celebrate the whole catalog of the Bloodhound Gang. Something that not most
That
people
is
do.
amazing to do. Yes. I respect that band. They are extremely funny people, just being people.
Yeah.
But I do not know them far from, their big hits.
They've got some underrated stuff.
I have no
some
doubt.
Stuff that is very adequately rated by most people say this isn't great. But we digress. All right. So, that's 2 threes. Another 3-3 rec. Good episode.
Doing great.
Yeah, Star Wars Visions, Journey to Dark Head. I'll go ahead and step out on lid. All Star Wars. Believe it or not, Star Wars, this multi-billion-dollar franchise, is pretty good.
They hired some good people to make some of that stuff.
How do we recommend an indie band from 1994 and Star Wars?
Give Star Wars a shot. That's fun.
Yes, but it was necessary for you to watch that because now you'll be open to more Star Wars.
I agree. I know what you mean.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's remind people that if you haven't already, whatever platform you're listening to the show on, if you could leave a review, that would be great. 5-star rating would be great as well. If you're watching us on YouTube, then you could like and you could subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not watching us on YouTube, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. That's fun too. If you want to send us your recommendations, you can do that at upyouralleypod@gmail.com. We're kind of collecting stuff together, and we've got some irons in the fire for a listener rec episode that we'll just do just the listener recs.
Hell yeah.
And what else? Follow us on Instagram at upyouralleypod.
Yes, sir. I like this.
That was a lot of talking with that cough. Just followed up at the end. It's this Starbucks.
We need a cough button.
You've said this before. I'm not Jake.
Because Frasier has one. That's great.
Yeah, he's Frasier.
Yeah. We're Frasier now.
We're not Frasier. You're Roz. I'm Frasier.
Look at me. I am the Frasier now.
Not as good as your George Lucas impression.
I don't know. I'm listening. Yeah? Yeah. How do you like it?
Not bad.
Yeah, right?
Not bad.
Isn't it crazy I can do voices pretty well?
Yeah. I can do a couple, but I won't.
That's the thing. I just keep doing them until I feel like, that sounds good.
Until you get the look from someone that's like, incredibly good. Not too bad. Yeah. So let's get into what we're going to be getting into next week. Jake, what do you have for me?
I want to give you a taste of wrestling again.
You've already done Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
Are you just going to pile drive me right now?
I want to give you a Stone Cold Stunner that you will never forget. I recommend the Stone Cold Stunner.
We do have this kind of yoga mat flooring down here. It wouldn't kill me. It'll kill me.
No, it wouldn't kill you. It's a stage. It's the perfect move.
People die, Jacob.
It's funny because the rec that I'm about to give you, they talk about the Stone Cold Stunner. It's Behind the Bastards. It's a podcast. Filled with old Cracked alumni, and they're doing a series of the bastard Vince McMahon.
That's crack.com.
Yeah.
The website.
Crack.com.
Not crack alumni, like people that used to
be done
crack.
snapped. Yeah.
Okay, so I've listened to some of this podcast.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I remember that you said that you know what this podcast is.
Robert Evans, right?
Yes, it's Robert Evans. It's got my favorite internet writer on it, Sean Baby, helping because he's big into wrestling. He knows a lot about it.
Does David Wong do some of this too?
No, I haven't seen. This is the first time I've listened to Behind the Bastards. Actually, they have a episode on Steven Seagal, and that one was pretty great.
A notorious bastard.
Yeah, it was so wild. But I want you to... The first episode is what I want you to listen to because it gives a really good background on just the history of wrestling and just how how sad it is that what these wrestlers go through.
So it's Apple, or it's on Apple Podcasts. I'm sure it's on all the podcasts.
Yeah. Behind the Bastards.
And it looks like it's called Vince McMahon, History's Greatest Monster.
Yeah. Isn't that a crazy thing? I can't wait till they get into it. Because I know he's a bastard, but like what I know from him is like the showmanship of it and the exploitation of the wrestlers that he is.
Yeah.
But they're saying he's history's greatest monster.
That's
a wild thing to say.
I feel like that's not accurate.
Yeah, that's why I want to know. Pol Pot's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a guy.
He is.
He was awful.
Yes. Died in his home under house arrest.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That might not be true.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I might be misremembering.
And Pol Pot?
I think he died in his home under house arrest.
How do you put him in house arrest?
I think it was just one of those things like just stay there and stop killing people.
Wow. I would think that would just be something where...
Died in 1998.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
Under house arrest.
Oh, wow. This is blowing my mind.
Yeah. That's what I recommend to you, the history of Pol Pot. Now, I have a documentary for you. So I was going to recommend a documentary series.
Another documentary?
But I feel like, dude,
I'm ready. I love these.
Doing documentaries.
Yeah.
That was before
if it's another corporate documentary.
No.
We might have to have some words.
So on Netflix, and this isn't like an indie documentary or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Netflix right now. It won the Academy Award for Best Documentary.
Wow.
The guy that did it, James Reed, he has a new one out on Netflix, which I was going to recommend, but it's a 4-part series, and I was like, Jake might not sit through all of it. Mm-hmm. But his new one's called Chimp Empire. Mm-hmm. Fascinating bonus recommendation. Okay. It's just about chimpanzee culture and like it shows the chimpanzees.
I do love chimpanzees.
It shows them like going to war and shit like that.
Holy, that does sound pretty amazing.
Fucking terrifying.
Oh, wow.
Like it's one of those things where we have, it's a real Planet of the Apes situation if they got, like, I think that's one of the things, especially the newer, like the James Franco Planet of the Apes. Yeah. When they start coming out, I'm like, I don't think humans would be ready. If
Ape Together strong.
If Ape Together got strong, like, we'd kind of be screwed. But it's his one he did before that. It was a 2020 documentary called My Octopus Teacher.
This sounds familiar.
It won an Academy Award.
Yeah, I guess that's how I know about it.
So it's about Craig Foster, who's a free diver, going back to something else we talked about with that episode of Camp Gagnon.
Okay.
And he's from South Africa, and he, when he is free diving, exploits in the little kelp forest around the bay where he's at, finds a little octopus.
Yeah. Okay.
And kind of
literal octopus.
An octopus.
Okay.
Like a little 8 legs. Fucking octopus. The whole deal.
Interesting. Okay.
2 eyes, 3 hearts, I think. They're weird animals. And so
8 eyes, 8 hearts. That's why they call it an octopus.
No, it's 8 legs. It's
got 8 of everything.
8 of everything? Mm-hmm. That's excessive.
8 heads.
He's got $8 if you ask him, but that's all he's got.
8 pusses.
Stop. And we made it so long without being cracked. You just have to bring it in. And so he finds an octopus and develops kind of a relationship with it. And octopus, they're kind of super smart. They're freakish animals. Like I've always been fascinated by them since I think it was the first time I saw the mimic octopus that could like change its texture. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like there's octopus that you put them on like a checkerboard floor. If you put them on a pair of ska Vans from the 2000s, like they turn checkerboard colors. That's fascinating animals.
Yeah, interesting.
And this is about this guy that has a relationship with just one octopus. Like he goes and sees it every day.
Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Academy Award winning documentary. It is on Netflix. Again, that's a 2020 documentary. My Octopus Teacher.
Okay.
I think you're going to like it. I think it might move you. You think you're going to cry at an octopus documentary?
Oh, yeah. I cry at the drop of a hat. Yeah? I don't understand this.
Oh, no. Luckily, all my hats are upstairs. Otherwise, it'd just be full of tears.
I was getting choked up during I Am Your Mother. I was like, oh, my gosh, their relationship is growing. At 14 minutes.
All right. So, yeah, thanks, everybody, for listening. Be sure to tell a friend about the show. We really appreciate you doing that. Be sure to send your recs to upyouralleypod@gmail.com. And, thanks for listening. Jake, thanks for coming to talk. I love you, brother.
I love you too, buddy.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.